Another thing that's big in the hip hop world is Gunna. Everybody's been debating and waiting, and don't want to put. Some people don't want to put the snitch jacket on him yet, and they want to wait and see. But I know you know this thing more than anybody I know. You've seen cases like this come and go for years and years. So, what do you think? Is he snitching? Is he not snitching?
Listen, I spent many days in federal court with defendants, either arresting them or processing them, or even testifying against them. So some of these things happen. I mean, his case is a special one because this one he's out and the other guy's in, as you know what I'm saying. And a lot of people that have been through the federal system. And this is not just me talking. This is the streets. There's the guys that have been in the streets and been talking. They know better. Also, they know how the federal system works, and they know that if you cooperate, you get the best deal. And I mean, I don't know what I can't say for a fact what he's done or what he did to cooperate, but he's out, and he's saying that he never spoke, he never talked to the feds, and a lot of people are having a hard time believing that, especially the way the federal system works. Like with Takashi 69, you remember he had to testify in order to be or to get a light sentence. The feds just don't let people walk like that. They want cooperation. They want you to be available in case they need you.
Right.
They don't work like that. Not like the state. The federal government is a lot different when it comes to defendants that are arrested and are either prosecuted in federal court.
Mm. Now, I'm not sure if you were privy to his court date where they were asking him, "Hey, um, is it your drugs?" Or he kind of confirmed that YSL is this gang, and I know people want to like pick pieces here and there and say and have their own spin on it. But what do you think? I'm not sure. Do you know the what I'm talking about? His court date when
Well,
before?
YSL is always they determined that they were a gang already. That was
Right.
already been confirmed. And look, you got to remember again, it's not that the government just goes out and says, okay, YSL's a gang. They have cooperators, informants, people that they get to cooperate in these cases. And they have countless interviews, surveillance. They talk to police officers, detectives that work in these cases, and they determine that this YSL is a gang. And the problem that you have is that people think the past doesn't catch up with you. It does. Eventually, it does because there's something that you did or something that you were involved with that comes to light, and then everybody knows it. And then these guys have to tell the government everything that they did from the time they were youths. And they speak about the crimes they committed, who they committed the crimes with, what gangs they were in, who were the leader of the gangs. They talk about how many drugs they sold, how many guns they had, who shot who. They have to tell everything. They have to call it allocution. You have to allocute in front of a judge about everything that you've done. Because if you leave something out, they can tear up your agreement, and then you could go straight to jail. That's how the government works.
Right.
So a lot of these guys have to come forward and talk and say, hey, look, this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. And they spell it out for you. But they already determined all of that about them being with gang involvement, with drugs. A lot of people think these rappers are out here and they're making all this money. Oh my God, they're rich. They got yachts, they got boats, they got private planes. Listen, there are very few guys that have that. There are some that ride on planes. Like you have the Cardi B's and the Nicki Minaj's and the P. Diddy's and the 50s and the Jay-Z's and Drake's. They're on a different level of people. Lil Wayne, these guys are all different, and they have they have a big reputation, but they can travel on these commercial and these private jets and private planes. A lot of these lower tier rappers, they don't have the means like that, but they want social media to put it out that they're this type of person. And that's what really happens sometimes, that people believe that these guys are, hey, well, this guy's got an airplane, he's got girls, he's got a yacht. I mean, I see DJ Khaled all the time whenever he's in the car, and I laugh because people laugh because he's in the car, he's driving, he's got his cars, he's at the beach, he's doing this. But Khaled's different. He's got money.
Right.
A lot of people they idolize that type of lifestyle. They're like, wow, I wish I had that lifestyle. Do I
Right.
want to go on a boat and a yacht? Yeah, maybe once in a while, and I can't do it every day. Maybe once a year, you
Right.
know. But there's some people that want to live that lifestyle, and a lot of these people that see this, especially with social media today, because you could do so much to fool and trick people. and let people think that you're something that you're not. And that's what happens on social media a lot. People believe that people are more than what they really are, and they aren't the type of people that they think they are.
Right. Exactly. What are your thoughts? You have any thoughts with as far as Gunna's peers, these other hip hop artists unfollowing Gunna and not being by his side and not supporting
Well,
him?
you know what happens. What they say is that when you get caught out there, sometimes you got to distance yourself. And these guys are doing that because remember, sometimes you don't want your dirty laundry to be made public. You know, the smart guys. I was talking to my friend about this last night. The smart OGs and the guys that have been around a long time, they're not the type of people that are out here shooting people and doing silly things. They're smart because they already have an enterprise that they probably run, a business or drug business, whether it be something with drugs or whether it be some other kind of business that they are involved with, but they keep very low key because they don't want to bring attention to themselves and stop the flow of income that they're making. But these young guys now that are out here trying to make names for themselves, all they want to do is shoot people and pull guns on people. And some of this stuff is going to stop because these guys don't realize they're going to go to jail and they're going to get caught. And then when the judge starts handling on double digit numbers, and you see that you're going to be doing 20 to 30 years in jail, and when you come out, you're going to be a middle-aged man. And some of you guys may not even make it.
Right.
You know, I know a case where there was a drug dealer who was older than me, but he went to jail. He had 10 years, and he had cancer, and he came out and he passed away. You know, and he lived a business where he ran that lifestyle. He wasn't violent like that, but he ran that lifestyle. By the time he got out, they let him out early, and he had maybe a year or two to live, which he did, and then he passed away.
Are you talking about somebody that was close to Puff?
No, there's
Okay.
somebody I know personally on another situation.
Okay.
Listen, I still do investigations. I still work with some of the federal agencies when they call on me, and sometimes local police departments. I have cases that I still work on in certain cases. So I know certain things, and certain things don't change. The only thing that changes with myself is at the time. Social media is different, so you have to be different.
Right.
Cases are different now, so you're doing more to enhance cases because of social media, because of the internet, because of a lot of other things. So you're still out here working and doing things. It keeps you sharp, keeps you on top of things, and then it is what it is.
I want to know your personal thoughts. If it comes out when this trial, when Thug's trial is over, his case is over, and whether or not Gunna does take the stand, as far as his career, what do you think will happen? Do you think it will fade away? Do you think rappers cooperating will because there's that image that rappers have to hell as far as the tough guy and not cooperating ever with authorities. So do you think he will have that snitch jacket and still be able to be successful in music or no?
You know what? It's tough right now. I mean, Tekashi 6ix9ine, they still. One of my friends believes Tekashi 6ix9ine had millions of dollars, and I told him this guy doesn't have the money you think he has. See how people believe certain things. Oh, this guy has millions and millions of dollars, and I said no, he doesn't. He doesn't have that money. He used to have that kind of money back in the days, but since that trial came up and he's been labeled as a snitch or whatever, people have changed on him. He's trying to get back out here into the business, into the industry. So if you notice, he's on a lot of social media sites. He's putting himself back out there. Listen, he had music that people liked. Unfortunately, he got caught up in something that was kind of bad for him. But people don't understand that he had to cooperate in order to be free. And Tekashi 6ix9ine, I don't know him personally, but I looked at guys like him. He's not built for that type of prison life, and everybody
Right.
knew that, like to be a hardcore criminal. But he's trying to put himself out there. Now, if Gunna comes out, we have a forgiving society too. They may accept him, that he spoke or he talked, if that's the case. It's different now, how our world is. Now
Right.
our world is like the bad guy is the good guy and the good guy is the bad guy. You ever notice that?
Exactly. I noticed
That's the way it is right now. You could have a guy
Mm.
commit crimes and he could come out here and be a fashion model. Or he
Right.
could come back and he could be a business owner
A
or whatever.
motivational speaker.
Motivational speaker.